Hello, I'm Christina with The Turned Leg. I love to salvage, repurpose, and create and help others to do the same. And normally that's what I'm doing here on this channel. I've kind of always wanted to be a canvas artist, but I never thought I could do it until my mom started to teach me how. This video is a little bit different than my normal videos, but it is the second in a Paint with Mom series. My mom is Korinek, and she's a very talented artist. She's pretty much known to being a porcelain artist, and I'll put all of her information for where you can follow her in the description box below. But recently she's been playing around with the DIY paints and making some amazing art. Her latest creation, I said, I want to learn how to do that because it's absolutely beautiful. So she has agreed to come and teach us all how. If you've never done any canvas art, don't worry. This is so much easier than I thought. And I gotta tell you, even while I was painting it, I was like, this is not gonna turn out to be flowers. It will. Just stick with it, do your best, and have a little fun. First step is to paint your canvas. I am going to be using all DIY paint for this project. DIY paint is a clay-based, all-natural paint, and it is heavily pigmented. It is also one of my favorite paints I use. To purchase any of the products that I'm using here today, you can shop my online website at shoptheturnedleg.com or visit my booth at Plaza Antiques and Collectibles Mall in Lincoln Park, Michigan. Are you enjoying this video? If so, take a second, click that like button, and subscribe to my channel. Also, if you click the bell, you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. It really helps me to continue to grow my channel to help others to salvage, repurpose, and create.
We're going to start out using this palette knife is a teardrop one. It's from Turquoise Iris. It's a size 22. It's a really good size. I didn't think I'd like it because I thought it'd be too big for everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint the four corners first. We're going to mix our chartreuse. I'm going to show you how to do the four corners so that you can turn your picture, and that's why it's like this. And then we'll go in and set it down, and we'll paint the rest of the green that's kind of on here just so you get an idea. You will need paper towel folded in half once, two sheets. Put it together and fold it in half again. And then when you wipe your palette knife, you can wipe it between the sheets, and it'll make it easier for you. And you will need some water nearby, and because it helps to clean things. I keep mine in a can. Christy has hers in a cup. I think the can is more stable, and that's the reason I do it. So what we're going to do is
what do you need, Old 57?
I need Old 57 in the yellow.
Yellow is behind us.
Okay.
We're using FIFO bottles for our paint. That way you can just squirt and go.
You're going to mix these colors. So you're just going to take your yellow and you're going to start mixing it and with your turquoise, and you're just going to start, you can work between the two until you get the color you want. You really want more yellow in it than anything.
So maybe 2 parts yellow to 1
part?
part?
You just do it till you get a color you like. If you like it more on the blue side, that's fine. I really like a turquoise, a chartreuse. So I like a lot of yellow in it. Okay, that's about what I like, I think. And then I'm going to start by putting it, now I'm just going to put it on the back of my knife. And I'm going to start in the upper corners, and I'm going to do the point of the leaf first. So I'm going to just pull back. How hard is that? See, Christy? This is what
I'm watching.
Oh, she's watching on that. Okay?
Pull back.
Just pull back. Ah, okay, good.
You did it.
And then you're going to pull up and pull up twice.
Pull up and pull up. Oops, I didn't have enough paint.
And if you, like I did on this one here, it doesn't have to be completely filled in. So on this side, I did a pull up and it didn't completely fill in. That's cool. You leave it.
Oh, wow.
Okay? That's cool. Okay. And if you need to, just turn your canvas. You know, if this is not working for you, just turn your canvas. It may drip if you put too much paint on it. So sometimes if you turn it, or you can even hold it. So you do the same thing on all the corners.
How many times?
What do you mean?
Like 4 swipes?
4 or 5, whatever you want to do. I mean, I would start with the middle one, then do the side ones. Remember, it doesn't have to really look like a cool leaf. And if you get it done and it's not pointy enough in the middle, you can always go back and add a little color there. Okay, and then you're going to move it again. You're going to come down to this corner and do the same kind of thing. You might even just do 3 down here, just for something different. Okay?
Make sure you load up your palette knives.
Not too much though, because it will drip. And up here, it's dripping, so I'm going to pull that up a little. Okay. And then down here in the far corner, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to go 1 swipe, another swipe, and another swipe. Oh, maybe a little here, there. That one's kind of funky, so maybe I'll make it come up this way more. There, that's better. What do you think? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Okay.
Okay, so now you've got the 4 corners covered. You should put a little of that color on the edge here, so that it goes over the side.
Oh.
So if you have a little on your, you should have some on your palette knife. You can just smudge there. See, I'm just smudging.
Oh, I didn't go to the edge.
Yeah, that's another thing you'll find out. Now, you just decide where on this piece you think you might like some more. I might like a leaf here because I think it balances it out a little better. So I'm just going to put one here. And this one, I'm going to let it go a little. I'm going to try to make it a little more of the texture by not only putting the paint on one time and then just smooshing it around till I get something in the background. And then maybe I want one, up here. And maybe I want it to come more this way, so things are coming different directions. So you can just pick it up and turn it. This is kind of background noise for your dandelions when you get them on. So that's all this is background noise. So wherever you put it is fine. It doesn't matter. And now, do you think you need it somewhere else? Do you want a little in here, like this? You can just put a little smidge of that color in there. That's fine. Whatever you want to do. You know, you don't, wherever you think you need color, that could be where you need color. So there you go. Okay, I'm done with the chartreuse, so I'm going to clean my palette knife. I put it between this, like this, and squished it out. And this is what I have so far. Now we're going to take the same palette knife. We're only going to be in the old 57, sorry. And these leaves I'm going to make to look like, and I'll show you. These leaves I'm going to make them to look like this. I want them to look like, let me do this one upside down because I think it's pretty. I want it to look like this and this. Oh, well, that didn't work. Okay, we'll paint over that. Okay, I want it to look like this. I'm using the point more, and this. We want it to look like a regular leaf. And just keep at it until you get it the way you want it. Just wherever you want this to fill in. And you do want a little in the middle too. You want a couple of these to show up in the middle so that they're there for you. So this guy's a little drippy here. And you can also take and use the center, like up here where I got a really squishy one. I can take and just make my leaf, you know, make it look more like a leaf by doing things like just scratching in it. You can do that with any of these if you want. I'm going to start now with my brush. I'm going to use a little bit of the yellow. So I still have some yellow that hasn't been mixed in. If you do, great. If not, pour some more on your plate. And you're going to use a brush that's, this is the Magic Pack. It's kind of nice. It has a little bit of everything in it. And then you also get this nice fine brush, is what the one we're going to actually use today just to get this started.
Tipsy.
Tipsy. Okay, so I'm going to start with the dandelion here. Hand me the thing for a minute.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to be putting in the stems. The first dandelion stem is kind of hidden, so you would only come a little bit down and stop. The next one comes right through the middle, and since we don't have any of this there right now, you can just bring it right down through the middle. The next one comes up and over and stops. You can bring it down here if you want, but I need a place to sign my name. And then this one just comes straight down. So that's what we're going to attempt to do. And I'm going to put it back in front of the old 57 so you can see what I'm following. And that might also help you if you're working and it's not too distracting. So the first one's going to be over in this corner, and all I'm going to do is this little bit like this.
What are we using?
Using the little brush.
And yellow?
The tipsy and yellow, I'm sorry. And then we're going to put one down the middle, and we're going to start about here. You can go right over everything if you want. And then there's one that comes like this and goes, woo. You see that? It goes like this, and it goes around like this. Then it comes, oops, all the way down like this, right here. And then you have a final one. So you've got one that's going to be up here, one that's going to be over here, one that's going to be hanging down here, and you've got a final one over here. So let me just, that's about here. You can take a little of the old 57 and put it on like the shadow side.
Which way would be the shadow?
Whichever way you decide your light is coming. My light is coming from left to right. It always does for me, so I would put a little bit of that on the shadow side.
So if it's left to right, then the shadow's
It's
on the
right.
far side?
It's on the right.
Yeah.
I'm just putting a little bit of the turquoise there just to give it a little color. Okay. Because on the ends of each of these, you're going to make a cup. Now, let me show you. This cup goes up, this and this. They all go up. This cup goes to the side. So that's going to be the hardest one to do. Let's start with the easy ones. This cup goes up, and it's not too big. It's just a little cup, and it's not too big. And you don't have to fill everything in. Just make a cup. And there's one over here. And if you get the other paint in, so what? You pull in paint from something underneath, that's fine. This one's kind of a focal point, so you want to make it a little bigger at the top here. And remember, if you make it too big, you've got some of this, what's the base color that we used? The Bohemian blue. You can always go back over the places that you thought were too big and just change them. And this one, this is the secret, the harder one. You're going to start here and bring it down more, like this. Okay, and then I'm going to take a little turquoise again and put it on the shadow side of that. Now, it may blend in a little too much. You may have to wait until it decides to dry a little more. So now I'm going to start with my yellow again, and you're going to start from the base of that cup and just go up like this. These are your dandelions. Make them short, don't make them too long. If you make them too long, that's fine, but if they're too long, they'll become sunflowers.
Ah, so that's how you guys get your sunflowers.
Well, you could call them sunflowers, I guess. And dandelions kind of are flat on the sides and then come up in the middle, you know what I mean? So you want it to go all the way out on each side and then come up. And just add the color there. Now the tricky one. Honey, be freer.
I'm a little rigid over here. Don't mind me.
No, hold your brush further back. Don't hold it like a pencil. Hold it back here and just go flip, flip, flip. That's it. That's it. That's it. And then on the sides, you want to come out almost straight to the side.
Almost straight?
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. That's it. That's it. That's it. Beautiful. Okay. And now this guy is going to be upside down. He's going to kind of flare a little bit. You see how he flares? Let me show you here. He flares a little bit. He starts at what would be almost the 2 o'clock position right here. See right there, I put 2 o'clock position. And he goes all the way around to almost the 7 o'clock position, which is a little bit different than all the others because you're seeing the back side of him. So you see more of him. So you're going to go from the 2 o'clock position. And remember, these go down more. Let's go with the green, the Monet's Garden.
Okay, let me just make sure it's...
And then we're going to do some fire, Queen Bee and then Fire Starter.
I'll get them all ready for you.
For the Queen Bee, we're going to put that up over the top of these little guys. So you're just going to mimic what you did. Just don't do as many of them. Just do a few here, a few there. Now we're taking the green.
Hold on, I'm not there yet.
Okay. And in order to keep the green from mixing, what you want to do is, because if you ever looked at the base, let me see, maybe I can show you on this guy here. If you ever look at the base of these, the little base kind of holds these petals on. And so you have to go up into the base a little bit, but push it up into the base because otherwise you'll end up mixing the yellow with it and it won't be the dark green that you really want there. So you're just going to take and do a little bit all the way around. It's kind of short version of what you did with the petals. All the way around. And then you're going to just take and bring that color down the side a little bit. And then you're going to take it down the stem a little bit. But try to leave the color that's underneath showing. Alrighty, and now I'm going to take my green and I'm going to water it down. And this is what I do on my palette. I just take and add water to one spot of the green, and I'm going to very loosely put in on here. That's going to be a little too, I might even dab it off on my towel. I'm going to come up and just do this, and this, and this, this, and this. Just a little vein action here. When you don't like it, you find a brush that you do like, and you just take and cover it over. The thing I like about the palette knife is it's very freeing. If you haven't used it, it's a lot of fun just to use it. Whether you're any good at it or not, it's just fun. So see, you can adjust things the way you want to by painting in the back. So this is your opportunity right now to decide how you want these to be. And just, you know, like if you want the stem to stand out a little more, then put a little blue next to it. If you don't, that's fine. I think I'm just getting rid of this guy. I just don't like him. He's ugly.
That's the best part. You can just make it, paint over it. It's only paint.
So this is when you look at it and go, okay, it needs this, it needs that, it needs this. Now I'm going to go for the orange. The orange will kind of complete it, and that'll help give me an idea of where I'm at. So I'm going to put a little orange on here. Doesn't have to be much. If you have undercolors like this that you want to make sure get where they're supposed to be before you put the orange on, go back and put them in. With the orange, you're going to start at the base, and this is what really gives it its, and you're only going to go about 3/4 of the way up that petal because you want the color to stay a little closer to the base. But if it pulls, like here I just pulled some green into it, look how much I like that. Oh, is that pretty? So you can, you know, if you pull another color in, no biggie. Starting at the base again, and if you need to turn it upside down like this, for instance, to get that middle guy right, then do it. Then if you think it's too yellowy, you can take your palette knife, where's my palette knife, and just scratch through it. And it'll give you a whole new texture underneath.
Oh, that's what I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
I like the palette knife.
I do too. You can use it for texture. You can use it to get some of the color that's underneath up. You gotta wipe it off every once in a while. It gets so full of junk. I'm putting a little more yellow on here. It's just my personal preference. You don't have to do this.
Doesn't have yellow either. And if you put the paint on like we're adding, you can then add the palette knife and scratch some of it off so it looks like it was underneath.
Oh, yours is very pretty. Show them yours.
They can see it.
Can they see it?
I'll hold up in just a second. Let me add a little bit more.
I think I'm happy. I think I'm done. This is mine. This was the other one. They're both different. You can see this one, everything's a little longer on it. This one, everything's a little shorter. I've got the green here. I have blue there. You know, if you want blue, you can put blue there. I mean, it's up to you. But
and you probably should let it dry and then see if it needs a little something.
And then you will. Now, the reason this one's so much more vibrant is because you have to cover it with Big Top. If you have Big Top or some kind of sealer, because otherwise, if it gets wet, it'll just run. So you do want to cover it with Big Top or something that will protect it from the weather. See how she did her wings? Isn't that the coolest? That's so cool. They look very tropical.
I've never painted flowers before like this, so you guys can totally do this too. Unfortunately, we lost the audio at the end of the Facebook feed due to internet issues, but check out how they turned out. This is definitely a project I hope you will try. Let's take a look at the final pictures. Well, I am in awe. Honestly, when I first saw this project, I was like, sure, Mom's gonna teach me, but I'm going to not be able to paint this. It's gonna be so bad. I don't know if I can do this. All the doubt crept in and everything else. And you know what? That's mine. It's right there. And I'm quite pleased and so grateful to my mom. So trust yourself. You can do more than you think possible. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, please comment down below and let us know, and hopefully we can do some more Paint with Moms. Thanks so much for watching. Now get out there to paint on canvases, salvage, repurpose, and create. I was so proud of my painting, I even put it into an app to see what it would look like framed.